Welcome to Weir Reading Virtual Storytime for August 31st, 2026, Part 2. Today's theme is Eat Outside Day. Tea Time. Story by Beth, Ferry. Pictures by Dana Wolfcoat. Today was tea time with Grandy. Franny was excited. She knew exactly what they would do. Today was tea time with Franny. Grandy was excited. He knew exactly what they would do. Franny's mother helped her pack the picnic basket. In went teacups and saucers, small matching plates, a thermos filled with hot tea, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and 2 slices of chocolate cake. Chocolate cake was Grandy's favorite. Her mother folded a soft blue blanket for the picnic. "Tea time at the park with your grandfather. How lovely," she said. At the same time, Grandy was packing his gear. In went golf balls, golf clubs, golf shoes, sunblock, and bug spray. Franny hated bugs. "Golfing at Quail Ridge with Fanny. How lovely," Granny said. Grandy picked Franny up. Tick-tock on time. "Ready?" Grandy asked. "Our tea time is at 2. "Tea for 2, said Franny. They drove past fields of green. "So pretty," Franny said. "Isn't it?" Grandy agreed. "I love Quail Ridge." "Will there be quails?" "I don't think so," said Grandy, "but I'm counting on a lot of birdies." "Will there be swings?" "Lots and lots of swinging," said Grandy. "Don't worry, I'll teach you." "Grandy," Franny laughed, "I already know how to swing." "1,000 pardons, I didn't know you'd played before." "I play every day, Grandy. It's what I do." When they arrived at Quail Ridge, Franny ran onto the freshly cut field. She spread out the blanket, placed some daisies in a cup, and unpacked the picnic basket. "It's time for tea," Franny called to Grandy. "It's time to tee off," Grandy said to Franny. 4. A golf ball crashed directly onto the blanket. Tea was splashed. Sandwiches were smashed. Cake was crushed. Grandy rushed to help. "Our tea time is ruined," Franny wailed. "Not by a long shot," Grandy said. He brought her to the clubhouse and told the host, "Tea for 2. Grandy and Franny had tea. Hot tea in china cups with club sandwiches and chocolate chip cookies. It was tea-lightful. Later, Grandy watched Franny watch the golfers. "Want to give it a whirl?" he asked. "We'll start small," he added. "A hole-in-one!" Franny exclaimed, jumping up and down. "I got a hole-in-one!" "Franny, my girl," Grandy said, laughing, "I do believe golf just may be your cup of tea." Golf terms. Birdie, a score of 1 under par on a hole. Chip, a shot designed to roll farther than it flies. Eagle, a score of 2 under par on a hole. 4, shouted by a golfer as a warning when it appears possible that a ball may hit other players or spectators. Par, the score an expert golfer would be expected to make on a hole. Slice, a golf shot that curves hard to the right. Swing, to make a stroke with a golf club in your hands. Tee, the start of the golf hole, where its first shot is taken. Also, a small piece of equipment made of wood or plastic placed in the ground that the golf ball is placed upon prior to the first stroke on a hole. The end. Okay, we're going to make a hippo, and what you'll need is some paints, some paintbrushes. You'll need a glue stick and glue. The glue stick works better on the parts, and the glue works better on the googly eyes. And then you have your craft to go kit, which includes the, oops, I bent his tail, the parts of the hippo. So we have the body and the head. We've got 4 legs. And we have 2 googly eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue all my body parts together. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. We have the teeth. But I'm going to glue that on last because I want to paint this whole thing and I don't want to get it on the teeth. So what we're going to do is go ahead and glue the parts on. I have it all laid out. So I just want to put a little glue here. A little glue on the back of his leg. And this one I'm doing underneath, so I'm going to put the glue on the front of the leg. And I'll do the same with this one. I want the front of the leg. And this one I'm doing on top, so I'll do the back of the leg. So now we have all the parts glued on except for the eyes, which I have lost, and the mouth. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and paint it. I want to paint mine mostly pink with some blue toes and nose. So I'm going to use the blue first, and I'm going to paint his little toes with the small paintbrush. And I don't want to use too much paint because I want it to dry. The more paint you use, the longer it takes to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this guy, and then I'll come back and we'll glue the last parts on. Okay, my hippo's all painted. So now I'm just going to glue on the mouth and the eyes. So I'm going to glue the eyes on first. And yes, I did find them. They were stuck to the back of my arm. Go figure. And I'm just going to put 2 little tiny dots. I'm trying to make them really tiny because usually I use way too much glue. Those look pretty small. Maybe it won't gush out. Nope, still gushed out. Oh well. It'll dry and it'll look clear. And then I'm going to put the mouth on. I have to put the glue right on the mouth though. I guess I could use a glue stick for this one. Just make sure you have some paper or something under it so that it doesn't get all over your table. And just lay it there and say cheese. Maybe we'll paint the mouth blue and leave the teeth white. So I'm using a watercolor brush for the blue because it's all smaller parts. That doesn't look too bad. And that's it. That's my hippo.